Just when you thought you knew all the different types of fraud, here comes Dani with yet another thing to be scared of on the internet. Hi, I'm Dani from FCCU, and welcome to another Tech Tip Tuesday, where we show you how to use our technology at FCCU, as well as some advice on how to stay safe in the digital world. Let's talk romance scams. Romance scams, or confidence fraud, are a type of internet crime that predominantly targets older widowed or divorced women who are looking for companionship. However, you don't need to be older or female to fall victim. Common channels for romance scams include Facebook, dating websites, Google Hangouts, websites that you and I may use every single day. Romance scammers often impersonate construction workers, active military, and other people who may have a seemingly legit reason to not meet the victim in person immediately. The fraud is often masked as money for a medical expense, a work expense, or even a trip to visit the soon-to-be victim. According to the FTC, people reported a median loss of $2,600 from romance scams. However, some victims aren't so lucky. One Texas woman was manipulated into sending over $2 million over the course of 2 years. I know what you're thinking. I'm smarter than that, and that might be true, but not everyone has had a chance to flex their skeptical muscles. Plus, you have to remember that these scammers are experts in trust manipulation. In fact, many romance scams are perpetrated by criminal groups in foreign countries. These scammers play the long game, which can mask a lot of the red flags that are more obvious in other types of fraud. They've honed their skills and mastered the art of breaking down barriers and earning true, genuine trust. Hindsight is 20/20 with romance scams. Everything seems so obvious once you've fallen victim, but all the red flags aren't so obvious when you're in the middle of a fraud attempt. With all of this being said, let's briefly go through the FBI's tips for avoiding romance scams. Number 1, research the person's photo and profile using online searches to see if the material has been used elsewhere. To do this on Google, go to Google Images and drag and drop a photo onto the search bar. Number 2, go slow and ask lots of questions. These scammers are going to want to go a mile a minute, and you just need to slow down. Number 3, beware if the individual seems too perfect and if they are quickly trying to get you off of the dating website or Facebook to go offline. Number 4, beware if the individual attempts to isolate you from your friends or family or requests inappropriate photos or financial information that could be later used to extort you. Number 5, beware if the individual promises to meet you in person but then constantly comes up with an excuse why he or she can't. If you haven't met them in a few months for whatever reason, you have every right to be suspicious. Number 6, never send money to anyone you don't know personally. One FBI investigator said it best: if you don't know them, don't send the money. You'll see their true intentions after that. I recently had the pleasure of meeting a U.S. Secret Service agent, and he highly suggests filing a complaint with the FTC if you or a loved one suspects being involved with a romance scam. I'll leave the link in the description where you can file a complaint with the FTC. And that's an introduction to romance scams. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comments. I've been Dani from FCCU. Be sure to like this video, like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, wear your seatbelt, and be safe. We'll see you next time. Plus, you have to remember that these scammers are experts in trust manipulation. It's a new word I just made up. Wasting my time, lady. I got more people to scam today.